Hey Google, turn that white.
Alright, changing 2 lights to white.
Hey Google, turn light red.
Sure, changing 2 lights to red.
Title's not clickbait. The biggest YouTube scam has just been revealed by a channel called Mega Lag. I highly recommend checking out the full video. This is extraordinary work. It was a multi-year investigation that he conducted, and his findings could make even Enron's accountants start sweating. It is gross how bad this company he investigated is. And it's a company you've all heard of. It's a company I have used for a long time. Honey, you know that free browser extension that's supposed to be going and giving you coupons at checkout to save you money on purchases? The one that has that playful piece of shit mascot that's just a giant Microsoft blippy whom now I can't stand to look at after learning about how atrocious this scam is? Yeah, that honey. The one that's owned by PayPal that they purchased for fucking 4 billion plans. Turns out it's all a load of fish paste. Honey, more like phony, because it's all fraudulent. Now, of course, I can't say that from a legal perspective, but from a common sense perspective, after everything I've learned from the Mega Lag investigation, I think it's definitely fallen into the textbook definition of a scam. But I imagine the lawyers aren't going to be too gung-ho about suing people that are labeling them a scam or calling them mean words, because they're probably too busy stretching out, cracking their knuckles, getting ready for the impending catastrophic class action lawsuit that's heading their way. And I mean that sincerely. I do think that this investigation from Mega Lag will lead to a huge class action lawsuit against Honey for all of the many millions of dollars that it has most likely cost a ton of people.
Honey hasn't just been scamming you, the consumer. They've also been stealing money from influencers, including the very ones they paid to promote their product. And I'm not just talking about a few bucks here. I believe the scam has likely cost content creators millions of dollars.
Honey's stretching everyone's holes here, both the consumer who downloads Honey as well as the creator that promoted the Honey. That does include me. I have worked with Honey in the past because I was an avid Honey user. It seemed like a pretty simple, effective product. You just find coupons at checkout to save a little money. I didn't think there was anything nefarious going on under the hood, but it turns out couldn't have been more wrong. Obviously, knowing what I know now about this company, I wish I never worked with them. I'm sorry for ever having promoted Honey. I clearly didn't know any of this was going on. Nobody did until Mega Lag's investigation. This was something that there wasn't even whispers of. He mentioned in the video he'd only found like one page where people even speculated on it with nothing concrete. So it wasn't until this multi-year investigation that any of this information came to light. It's a very sneaky, hidden mechanism that it uses to scam consumers and content creators. And what Mega Lag has put into the light here is extremely important. So he starts by demonstrating how it steals money from content creators, and it is probably the most creative way of fucking people I have seen since I first found browsers in high school.
Linus tells you about this free browser extension that saves you money online. You install it in 2 clicks, and boom, you have Honey. So you scroll down and find Linus's affiliate link to that product. Now, for those of you who don't know, when you click an affiliate link and buy something, the influencer who promoted the product earns a commission for referring you to that store. So you add the product to your cart, get to the checkout page, and hello, Honey says they found you 10 coupon codes. Sweet. You click apply discounts, and Honey gets to work. But unfortunately, none of the coupon codes work. Doesn't matter though, because as Honey has promised us for years, that means we know we've got the best deal. So you complete your purchase, you're happy, your new CPU's on the way, Linus is happy, he's getting his commission, everyone's happy, right?
Wrong. You'd be very wrong if you said everyone was happy there. This isn't a fucking fairy tale. This is big business, and everything's horrible. So, if you've never used Honey, that's how it works. When you're checking out, you'll have your little goofball pop up and be like, oh geez, Rick, we gotta apply some coupons here to save you some blimp oracles. Click here to save some money because we're gonna look for coupons. And so, he's gonna go look for coupons at checkout to try and save you some money. Sometimes it'll find coupons, sometimes the mascot will wander in, soft cock in hand, with nothing to offer you, saying, whoops a daisy, sorry, didn't find anything, it is what it is. That's the way she goes. Now, Megalag is talking about affiliate links. As he mentioned, if you use an affiliate link like in the description, and you purchase a product through that link, the creator that you click the link from will get some kind of commission off of that sale. Now, Honey does something very interesting with that whole process there.
After clicking Linus's affiliate link, you'll notice in the URL there's a tracking tag labeled Short Circuit. That's a reference to one of Linus's YouTube channels. And this tracking tag is how Newegg knows who to pay a commission to. We can also see that this tracking tag has been saved on my browser in the form of a cookie that will expire in 30 days. That way, if we only decide to complete the purchase a few days later, Linus will still be credited the sale. So what happened when we got to the checkout page? Well, once Honey popped up, watch what happened to Linus's affiliate cookie after we clicked Apply Discounts. You see that? Honey came in, removed Linus's affiliate cookie, and replaced it with their own, claiming credit for the sale and pocketing the commission money for themselves. Yeah.
Never before has that sound effect, that like dramatic bass boom sound effect, been more appropriate. That is a huge deal. That is millions of dollars, no exaggeration, actually millions of dollars that PayPal Honey is making through stealing those commissions. By replacing the affiliate link with their own at the very end of checkout, without the consumer ever even knowing this happens, they're able to take the entire commission while the influencer or whoever that brought them there gets nothing. They get the whole pie, and the creator doesn't even get the fucking crust. It's so devious.
Now, if we quickly go back again, we can see what's causing this to happen. After clicking Apply Discounts, what you'll notice is that in the top left corner of your browser, Honey discreetly opens a small new tab, which acts like a simulated referral click, as if they were the ones to refer you to the website, even though you're already on the website and at the checkout page. Once that page is finished loading and has stuffed PayPal's affiliate cookie, the tab automatically closes, leaving you blissfully unaware that anything ever happened. It's very sneaky.
This isn't some kind of freak accident, it's not some kind of glitch or a ghost in the machine. Mr. Krabs isn't in the soul of Honey doing this without Honey themselves knowing about it. This is by design. They do this on purpose.
I'll reach out to Honey and ask them directly, and sure enough, they came back to me with the following. If Honey is activated and is the last program used while shopping on the site, it is likely Honey will receive credit for the purchase.
They are shockingly open about that. They almost seem jolly and proud. Well, hello there, salutations, tipping the fedora. Thanks for contacting us. Yeah, we're shitting on you. Big whoop, and you're welcome for it. Thanks so much. And he goes on to give like a real world example, so that way it's a little easier to understand how unacceptable this is. He even goes on to say that he can't see how it's anything less than fraud, and I agree. This seems like fraud. Megalag gives a real world example to demonstrate just how outrageous this whole thing is. He states, imagine that you're going to a department store buying a TV, there's a salesman, he sells you on a perfect TV. You now have that salesman's card that you take to the front with your TV, so that way the salesman can get the commission. But right when you're paying for the TV, a sleazy greaseball comes out of nowhere saying, wait just a minute, champ, hold on, let me see if I have any coupons. I got nothing. Alright, good luck. But before he leaves, he switches out that salesman's card with his own card. So now the salesman that actually sold you the TV gets nothing, whereas that guy who came in at the very end gets everything. That is how this concept works in the real world. That would be completely unacceptable. PayPal Honey did none of the work to get the consumer there, to get the purchase or anything, yet it takes the entire piece of pie and leaves not even the crust behind. And in the real world, this, again, would be the equivalent of someone coming in at the last second like a jump scare, like, whoa, here's a coupon. I'm kidding, we don't have any coupons. But I'm still going to take the whole commission. But using some sleight of hand that would fool even Penn and Teller, he swaps out that salesman's card with his own, and the consumer doesn't know it, and the salesman that got swapped doesn't know it either. That's what PayPal Honey does. But here's the thing, even if it did find a coupon for the consumer at checkout, it still shouldn't be overriding the affiliates. It still shouldn't be stuffing that out. They did none of the work to get the consumer to the site or anything at all. They did nothing for the sale. They just came in at the very end and found a coupon. That's still bad that it would overwrite that. But it actually even gets worse. It'll do this even when it has no coupons to even search for.
Honey pops up right at the end of your purchasing journey, virtually guaranteeing they'll win that last click. They of course know this and do anything they can to get that last click, even when there's no coupon codes to offer. Which brings us to scenario 2. Honey Gold, which is now called PayPal Rewards. Here's how it works. When you get to the checkout and Honey Gold is available, Honey pops up and is essentially saying, "Hey you, consumer, click this button here so PayPal can claim the commission for the sale, and we'll share a portion of that commission money with you in the form of points." It's basically a lame cashback scheme. And it's genius because if there are no coupons to offer, but the store is participating in Honey Gold, it gives Honey another reason to get that last click.
He explained what last click was, and it's basically the last thing that you click is what's going to get the credit for the commission. And Honey is constantly fighting to be that last click by any means necessary. Come hell or high water, they will leave mangled corpses in the fucking streets if it means they can consistently get that last click on checkout. So this is one of its other mechanisms to get that last click, where you can activate rewards at the very end.
I decided to put Honey Gold to the test. So I looked for any website where Honey Gold is offered and found it on NordVPN. And no, this is not a sneaky sponsorship. So I signed up for NordVPN's affiliate program, which offers 40% commission on successful referrals. After getting approved into the program, I received a custom affiliate link for my YouTube channel. Using this link, I made 2 separate purchases. For the first, I activated Honey Gold, and sure enough, you can see my affiliate cookie was replaced with Honey's. And for the second, I didn't activate Honey Gold. As expected, I was awarded a $35 commission for the sale where Honey Gold wasn't activated, and received nothing when Honey Gold was activated. So how much of my stolen $35 commission did PayPal share as cash back with my Honey account, aka consumer? Brace yourselves. 89 points, which is equivalent to 89 cents.
I knew it was going to be bad, but somehow that is even worse than I expected it to be. It is the entire kit and caboodle of the commission, all 35 doubloons. It gets the spaghetti and the meatballs, and it gives you not even a morsel, not even a tiddlywink of it. 89 cents of the $35? Holy shit. Again, this is for doing nothing, by the way. It is doing nothing. It is doing this just to desperately try and get that last click so it can take the whole commission. And again, this isn't put front facing. People didn't even know this was going on until this investigation. It is so sneaky with this shit. It exists solely to steal, poach those affiliates, to take that commission on the back end. That's nuts. That's why I'm saying this will likely be a huge class action lawsuit. There is no telling how many millions of dollars they've been able to make quietly like this. Megalag demonstrated one. They got $35 from that. That's a lot. Like, that is a big commission, really. Just think about that on a large scale. Megalag pulls up the numbers. Honey has been promoting on YouTube in particular to the tune of like 7.9 billion views worth of videos. They have like 5,000 or something like sponsored segments across so many different channels. 7.9 billion views. They have, what, 20 million users? Think about how much money they were pulling in from this scam. It's huge. Like, this is something that Bernie Madoff would roll over in his grave at with this fraud.
You click on their affiliate link and get to the checkout. But in this scenario, Honey knows it has nothing to offer. No coupon codes, no Honey Gold, yet it still pops up to announce absolutely nothing. Annoying as fuck. Naturally, you click the Got It button to get rid of the annoying duns of coin, and whoa, what's that? PayPal takes the sale.
I couldn't help but just laugh at that one. That is cartoonishly evil. That is so scummy. So even if it has no coupons, it has no Honey Gold capabilities, it will still pop up on something totally unrelated through the affiliate link and just say like, hey, listen. We got nothing to say. sorry. We got nothing. Go ahead and close us. Just go ahead and say got it. Get rid of us. Sorry. Just wanted to let you know we're here. And when you do that, it takes the sale. It still takes the whole commission because you interacted with it. It was your last click. It's unbelievable.
Why? Because fuck you, Mary, get your commission. But wait, there's more. My personal favorite is when Honey has nothing to offer, so it pops up offering you to check out with PayPal, even though the option is already available at the checkout page. And of course, if you click the checkout button, PayPal poaches the sale. classy.
There is just no world where that isn't illegal, right? Like, there can't be a world where that can fly. That has to be something that this company would be running to the ground for. Like, I'm no lawyer. I didn't pass the bar. Shit, barely passed the SATs. But I would still say, using my tiny little doodle up here, my smooth brain, that's a big no-no. I think they're probably going to face some big repercussions for that now that this is starting to blow up and come to light. Now, the next section of the video, Megalag goes on to talk about how he was checking into the Linus forums to see if anyone was talking about honey, and he did find someone that was sounding the alarm quite a few years ago, but it just didn't get a lot of traction. And then in 2022, someone noticed that Linus wasn't working with honey anymore, so they asked about it, and Linus Media Group representative came out and said, yeah, they didn't like the way that it interacted with the affiliate links, so they stopped working with them. And Megalag says that he was pretty disappointed that they weren't more vocal about that, because if they could have sounded the alarm about this whole scheme, there could have been some more damages that were prevented over the next couple of years, but they just kept it kind of hush for some reason. And that is very disappointing from Linus and the team for not talking about this if they knew what was going on. And then Megalag goes on to talk about, well, they did actually take a different coupon sponsor that does the same thing called Karma.
Essentially, if someone clicked on an affiliate link and then they use Honey and search for a deal, Honey will override that tracking link even if they don't find you a deal. That didn't jive with us, so we ended the partnership. They should have made more noise about this. But what's truly baffling to me is that after LNG ended their partnership with Honey, they then went ahead and partnered with a company called Karma Now, a coupon browser extension that literally engages in similar behavior.
As Megalag said, it's very telling just how deceptive this honey scam is when even a tech-focused company like LNG doesn't catch on to it for years. And it is baffling that even when they did catch on to it or were ticked off about it, they chose a different coupon sponsor that does like basically the same thing, it seems. That's so weird. That is so weird. Now, the next part of the video showcases how Honey scams you, the consumer. Now it's not only about the influencers getting all their affiliates commission stolen. Now, Megalag shows you what Honey does to fuck you in the face.
When I reached the checkout page, Honey would claim it couldn't find me any coupon codes. Yet when I searched manually, I found working codes with ease. And even when Honey did find me a code, I was often able to find another code of better value. Kind of strange, given their claim that,
well, thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupon codes is now a thing of the past.
Another oddity was that Honey would often only find me Honey-branded coupon codes, such as Honey 5 or Honey 10. Why would a store only have Honey-branded coupon codes? Kind of weird, right? But the biggest red flag was that when I tried submitting the better coupon codes I found, Honey wasn't adding them to their database.
Now, this was not a case of Honey just not doing its job well, where it was missing a couple of coupons here and there that were slipping through the cracks, but it was still trying its best, and it was still doing an admirable, noble attempt at finding you those best deal coupons. It wasn't doing its job at all. When Megalag would submit coupons to it, it wouldn't even take it into the database, and it was far more effective to just manually enter coupons because Honey wasn't finding them, and it was finding a lot of Honey coupons pretty often. All very peculiar, I would say.
It turns out that one of the key benefits for stores partnering with Honey is that they are given full control over which coupon codes go live on the platform, if any at all.
What would you say to any brand that is considered working with Honey that hasn't yet?
I would say missing out on converting customers. Like I said before, Gen Z is super discount savvy. You can't ignore the fact that they will hunt for like discount codes and they might find a better deal. With Honey, you can also control the discount code percentage, which means like they will potentially find a higher discount code on the internet. It literally lets you control like the customer journey, convert, and control like the discount code percentage as well.
This is a podcast.
Best way to find coupon codes, Reddit.
I found the first version of Stockfish that's ever been made. It came out in 2009, and in this video I want to put it up against some modern chess bots to see just how good the first version of Stockfish actually is. First, I paired Stockfish 1 up against Nelson to see how fast can Stockfish 1 destroy Nelson really. Then, I paired it up against Mittens because I want to see how the first version of Stockfish does against a modern chess engine. And then, I made a battle with Torch because Torch is the newest godlike engine that we have. So, let's just jump into the video. So first up, we have Nelson, the absolute clown master. And you always say, why do you put Nelson against these strong engines? We know Nelson is gonna lose. Well, it's kind of like watching LeBron James play a 5-year-old full on. You know the 5-year-old's gonna lose, but you still want to see LeBron, you know, dunk on the little kid's head. So, Nelson plays the El Clasico, e4, e5, and he brings out the queen. Now, Stockfish, even though it's old, doesn't blunder this stupid tactic. It develops the knight, guarding the pawn in the center, stopping any tricks. And Nelson at this point says, scholars made today, which, Nelson, you've never scholars made anybody in the history of chess. Why do you keep trying this? But yeah, Stockfish doesn't blunder a mate. Instead, it just moves the queen, stops all the shenanigans. And Nelson plays one of the ugliest moves I've ever seen, knight to h3. God damn, that's an ugly move. Stockfish stays calm and collected, develops the knight, attacking the queen, making the move again. Now it plays d5, attacking in the center, basically attacking the bishop and the pawn, sacrificing that pawn, because after Nelson takes, I jump the knight into d4, and have a nice little outpost here, and here is Nelson, you're dead lost, but you have a few options, okay? You can play knight to a3, since you're like putting knights on the edge of the board, because you got the c2 pawn, or if you're a normal person, you can probably just castle and play the worst position. Nelson decides to play pawn to a4. Yeah, like, this terrible move. Nelson blunders a tactic that's literally in the tutorial of chess. Like, the first tactic that you learn is this one, the fork with the king and the rook. So Nelson loses the rook. But this is not even the worst thing that happens in the game, okay? He gives the check, we get a bishop trade really quickly, and now Nelson is like, oh my god, I'm gonna move my queen to g5, I'm gonna attack the e5 pawn, I'm gonna start a brilliant attack. Yeah, right, bozo, I'm gonna take the pawn on a4 with check, I'm gonna give you another check, and then I'm gonna give you a check on c4, I'm gonna pick up your bishop, and then I'm gonna pick up your rook. Nelson, in 15 moves of chess, has managed to lose every single piece. But Nelson stands up and says, listen, buddy, maybe you took my rook, maybe you took my other rook, maybe you took my bishop, maybe you took my right to castle, okay? But guess what? I'm gonna take your pawn with check, and there's nothing you can do about it. To be honest, nobody's scared of Nelson's empty threats, because after these two checks, he just has nothing. We're gonna develop the bishop attacking that knight, and then we're gonna move a rook with check, and this is basically checkmate for better or worse. Your king is on f3 and you have no pieces on the board, so how does Nelson lose this game? Well, first of all, we rescue the knight to b3, and now we hit Nelson with a nice little tactic. We take the knight, he takes back with the queen, and we hit him with a fork, so Nelson loses his queen. Nelson literally has one piece on the board. I mean, this is just impressive at this point, but that's not even the worst thing, because after I take this pawn on g2, I'm just gonna hit you with queen to h1 check. I'm gonna check you with the h-pawn now, and after the king runs to g5, there's checkmate in one move, which is rook to e5. Stockfish just annihilates Nelson. I mean, not only did he lose in 20-something moves, but he got brutalized. I mean, he lost every piece on the board. Stockfish 1 might be old, but what's not old is subscribing to Chess New, goddammit. Just click that little button, and let's get back to the video. So, now that we know that Stockfish 1 can play, how will it do against Mittens? Because Mittens is extremely strong. Well, I gave Mittens the white pieces because I wanted Mittens to have a little bit of an advantage, and we get this kind of d4, c4 stuff. Mittens, I don't know why he likes to play d4. And then we get hit with c5. Obviously, just wanting to fight for center, wanting to break up the structure, but Mittens doesn't even take. Instead, Mittens develops the knight to c3, basically saying, come on, take my pawn, bro. Well, black does take the pawn, now I take with the knight. And, I mean, here, all moves are pretty standard. You know, I pin your knight, you unpin yourself. I castle, you play e3, wanting to, you know, develop the bishop, reinforce this knight in the center. I kick your knight out because I don't like you having the knight in the center. You move that knight, and after a few moves, Mittens jumps this knight into the center, held by the c4 pawn. Now, this knight could be taken, but you don't really want to allow white to have a pawn on d5 just for no reason that he can reinforce with e4. Stockfish decides to trade bishops, reinforcing its pawn in the center, and in a few moves, Stockfish is actually weirdly not going to trade the bishop for the knight, still allowing the d5 to happen, and then allowing e4 on the next move. So now the position is pretty equal, but if anybody's slightly better, it's probably white because it has more space in the center. But this doesn't mean that the game is over. Stockfish plays queen to a5, and then on the next move, it brings the rook over to the open c file, so it controls the only open file on the board. And if Mins wants to contest this, Mins basically has to castle. But now I can play queen to c5, and this does a few things. First of all, it doesn't allow Mins to play rook to c1, because, well, I can just take this rook. It looks crazy, but I can get 2 rooks for a queen. I get check, knight to f1, and black is slightly better here. Now Mins doesn't make this mistake. Instead, Mins plays g3, but now Stockfish obviously wants to triple up on that c file and have complete domination over it. Mins jumps the knight into c4, kind of wanting to, you know, close up the file, clog it up. But, I mean, just b5, you gotta move this knight, bro. Shoot, get it out of here. And here's where Mins kind of starts playing some weird chess. It moves the knight back, we get queen to b4, obviously targeting the b2 pawn, but Mins plays a3, and basically says, take the b2 pawn. I don't really care, just take it. And Stockfish is like, bro, I'm a Stockfish. I might be Stockfish 1, but I'm still Stockfish, I'm taking that pawn. But this doesn't mean that Stockfish is just up a pawn, because we get rook b1 or rook b1. In this game, this move makes sense, actually, because it attacks the queen and it attacks the pawn behind the queen. So the queen has to move, and now you can just gobble up this pawn, material is equal. And now Stockfish could trade queens, but it does something that's a lot better, which is it re-rotates the knight. These are very hard moves to see. It moves the knight back to c8, wanting to plan on b6. The knight would be really, really good there because it would clog up the b file, which, you know, Mins wants to take advantage of it. It plays rook to b1, double stacking the rooks, but now knight to b6, and these rooks suddenly don't have an open file to play with. So now Mins plays king to g2, getting the king off the last rank, maybe avoiding some checks in the future, maybe see some stuff, and Stockfish triples up on the c file. And Mins sees that this is kind of dangerous, so it wants to either make a draw or get the queens on the board, okay? It plays rook to b2, and we start chasing the queen away. And I thought at this point, we're gonna get a repetition of moves, because the queen goes to c1, we can just chase the queen forever. I mean, even Stockfish 16 recommends just rook to b1, attacking the queen again. But Mins doesn't want to draw, so it plays rook to b3. And this is like the first slight inaccuracy that Mins plays in this game, because this allows Stockfish in a few moves to play rook to c2, okay? It flies the rook in, and as you can see, Stockfish is significantly better here because we're gonna trade these rooks, but now your knight is under pressure and my pieces have kind of infiltrated. So Mins, not wanting to lose a knight, plays knight to f1, but now this is where Mins kind of starts playing some dubious stuff, okay? We get g6, pretty standard move, but now we get g4, which now I'm really sure what g4 does. Stockfish tries to reroll the knight, now the knights guard each other, maybe the knight is gonna land on c5 in the future. Pretty flexible move, also just avoiding g5, because maybe that's what Mins wanted to do. But no, Mins actually plays queen to f3, and Stockfish plays queen to f4. It says, oh, we're gonna trade queens, buddy, okay? We're gonna trade queens, and we're gonna go into an endgame, and I'm gonna destroy you in this endgame. Mins plays knight to g3, adding a bit more defense to this pawn, putting this knight into the game, and now Stockfish plans the knight on c5. We basically saw this coming when he played knight to d7 a few moves ago, but this does attack the rook, so the rook needs to move somewhere, and the rook moves to e3, and now Mins has kind of made a meat block of just its pieces. Look at how ugly this looks. All of the pieces are like in a little box. And now Stockfish is gonna try and take advantage of this, okay? So first of all, Mins attacks the rook, but it's fine, the rook can just move. And now in a few moves, Stockfish is just gonna trade queens, it's gonna trade knight for bishop, and it's gonna get into this rook and knight endgame, which Stockfish thinks it's winning, okay? So Stockfish plays knight to c4, attacking the pawn on a3. You, Stockfish, wanted knight to a4, so you can play knight to c5 in the future and stopping this pawn from pushing. But whatever, knight to c4, eventually, Stockfish is just gonna win the a pawn, okay? He plays knight takes a3, it wins the pawn. But, as you can see, the evil bar is saying that this is now a draw. Why? Well, because Mins can now fly in with check on c7, and now he can come down and attack both of these pawns. And apparently, according to new Stockfish, this is a draw. The old Stockfish still has some tricks up its sleeve, okay? It plays knight to b5, which defends the d pawn, but now the rook also defends the a pawn. And while this theoretically might be a draw, Black still has a pass pawn on the edge of the board that's kind of hard to stop. You still have to deal with this as Mins. and I want you to see how brilliant Stockfish 1 is here, okay? Just watch this rook, okay? So Mins plays rook to b6, kind of a clever move because it stops you from pushing a5 because you will just lose the knight. But look at what Stockfish does. It plays rook to a2, and now it starts running the king over. You're gonna see. It starts running the king over, and this rook suddenly doesn't have too many spaces to go to, okay? It gives a check, but it doesn't matter. I can just sidestep this check. A few checks later, and a few king shuffles later, Stockfish is gonna play a brilliant move, okay? So we get the rook to b8 check. The king moves down, and now Mins is thinking, well, I need to take this a pawn, so I'm gonna play rook to a8, and I'm gonna go after the a6 pawn. But old Stockfish still has some new tricks. It plays knight to c7. Beautiful move because it attacks the rook, it defends the pawn. And now, Black's rook also controls the b file. This rook doesn't have a lot of squares to go to. So Mins moves the rook to c8, and now here I would like to play, king d7, but old Stockfish decides to just play rook to c4, guarding the knight. And well, yeah, so white can now move the rook to the b file, a5, and a4. This pawn is pushing down the board. How the hell do you stop this pawn? Mins thinks that the best way to stop this pawn is to go behind the pawn. But this blunders another crazy thing, which the Stockfish can just walk the king. Look at this, it just starts walking the king and it attacks the rook. The rook has nowhere to go, okay? You can't give a check on b7 because I would just take the rook. These two squares are guarded by the knight. So you can only go to a5. Stockfish has managed to put Mins' rook into a box. This rook has nowhere to go. So now, Stockfish is going to take the pawn on f4, attacking the knight has to move. And now Mins is trying some counterplay, right? He's going to start pushing these pawns, he's going to try to create a fast pawn. But this is all stupid. Yes, you can push a pawn, but it's not going to go anywhere. My knight can move, it's guarded by this f pawn, and this knight just guards the promotion square. My king is also very close, you're not promoting a pawn. You can take my e pawn, I don't care, I'm going to bring your knight to the king, okay? You can push, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to walk in with my king. You do have to be a bit careful because if you actually don't walk in with the king, maybe Mins can sacrifice the rook for the knight and then promote. But old Stockfish was still pretty good at endgames, okay? So it's just gonna play a3 and it's gonna play a2. And how the hell do you stop this pawn? Mins thinks that it's in time, it plays rook to d1, while to stop the pawn, and then it plays rook to a1. And it looks like you're stopping the pawn. I mean, rook is stopping the pawn, maybe your knight is gonna fly in and somehow take the pawn. Look at what Stockfish plays. Rook to b2, and now Mins plays knight to c1. And it looks like this pawn is gonna disappear. I mean, the rook is attacking it, the knight is attacking it, you cannot defend it. Stockfish here plays rook to b1, rook b1, rook b1, for the third time in this video, but now it's a great move because, again, if you take my rook, I can just queen, I don't need to explain that. But if you take my pawn with the knight, I take your rook, and if you take it with the rook, I take your knight, which is what happens in the game. So now Stockfish is up a piece, up a pawn, and it's also going to take the pawn on d7. Now, Stockfish is up a lot of material. How is it going to win this? Say, oh, it's just going to push the f pawn, it's going to make a queen and get a... No, we're not going to promote, because we're gangster like that, okay? You can give me checks all you want, but I'm gonna coordinate my rook and my knight, okay? So this king is stuck on the edge of the board, okay? G3 is guarded by the pawn, G4 is guarded by the pawn. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna walk in my knight, and I'm gonna walk in my king. I'm gonna give you this check, which the pawn is guarded by the knight. The king has to go to G3, and I'm gonna play rook to C2, basically cutting the king off. So Stockfish here gives a check, this is guarded by the pawn. The king moves to H3, and look at how it beautifully coordinates the knight and the rook for a checkmate here. It plays rook to g4, the king is basically stuck, it only has like 2 squares that it can possibly go to. So now Mins is desperate, it plays rook to a1 and has to get some counterplay. It starts giving checks to the black king, but I can just do the ladder technique, which is basically means just walking towards your rook so you have no checks anymore. And after you play rook to a1, it's all over because I have a rook g3 check, okay, your king has to go to h2, rook g2 check, the king has to go up, but now it's not the rook that's going to deliver the killing blow, it's the knight to f4, checkmate. Beautiful checkmate on the edge of the board with a rook and a knight. And Stockfish 1 destroys Mins with the black pieces, but it did take Stockfish 93 moves to do it. So I was a bit scared. What is it going to do against Torch? Is it going to get a draw? Is it just going to lose terribly? Well, I wanted to make this a little bit harder on Torch. So, now, I said I wanted to make it hard on Torch, so I made it play the Scandinavian. Now, this is one of my favorite openings, but this is because I only play chess for fun. I don't really play to try hard anymore. And this opening, you're basically fighting for equality out of the opening because you're kind of moving the queen for no particular reason. But it's still really playable and really fun. White takes the center with pawn to d4, and black is going to develop the knight to f6, and at some point, black wants to play c6, so the queen has an escape score, and now black develops the bishop to f5, and we want to maybe play even e6 in the future, so we want to let this bishop out earlier, and now white is just going to jump this knight into the center and cause some problems, because, like, how are you going to remove this knight? You can't really kick it out with a pawn. Well, black is going to play c6, basically giving the queen an escape score, and next move, it's gonna challenge this knight in the center by playing knight to d7, basically saying, hey bro, either you're gonna trade or I'm gonna take your knight. You have to do something. White doesn't want to trade, so instead it moves the knight to c4, attacking the queen. But because we're big brain chess players, we played c6, so the queen can just go back. And now white is gonna develop the bishop wanting a trade. Black doesn't want to trade, and white is gonna castle. And at this point, we get into a position that's slightly better for white. Why? Well, because white has a lead in development. White already castled, it got all its pieces out, and black has, well, this mess, because you moved the queen a bunch of times. But it's still very playable. Black is gonna feed and cheat with the bishop, and it's gonna castle in the next move, and we get into a position that's very, very equal. So how the hell does one side push for an advantage here? Stockfish brings the bishop back, basically wanting to reroute it, and black plays b5, a very
I bought over 2,500 pounds of untested video game consoles, and in this video, we're going to test and explore about 10 of these consoles to see if they can turn off. Now, I've already seen some crazy stuff in this series, like pirated games and beta Xbox 360 consoles, but let's see what we find in today's episode of The Hampton Turtle. Hey guys, here I have a strange 360. Let me just listen to it. Let's go ahead and plug this console in and hopefully it turns on and works. Alright, let's start with that one. Ooh, here it is. Excuse me? Oh no. This is the most Xbox 360 thing I've ever seen. Johnny King plus 8 inside of it. Now you have a few profiles here with Caleb, CC, Cheyenne, and that's about it. Let's go check out Caleb. 2000 gamer score, so not too bad. What is that tag? There's a bunch of barrels behind me. Kind of cool, I guess. Last playing Pursuit Most Wanted, Call of Duty Ghost, first thing I ever played was, of course, XHD, because why not? Every time, man. Yeah, games downloaded, no coming here. We should have 4 games built in, I will assume. Yeah, 4 games, but just like, wait. Of course, the only data on here is GTA 5. That's all. We played 4%. That was so confused. Let's go to pop this game into, excuse me, this movie, this TV show, and see if it works. Yep, it boots. Cool. But yeah, other than that, there's nothing going on with this console, so I guess the fact that it didn't make a difference here, which is good to see. So guys, if you want to check this console out, it's down below for sale. Links going to show up on the screen. Let's move on. Ladies and gentlemen, here we have a console that you don't want to miss. The first thing you see here on the top is the 2265, which what you think? I'm like, where did this console come from? We flip to the back, and oh baby, we got a cord sticking out the back, and we also have a little chip here. So it just tells me that this thing is modded in some way or another. I'm not sure how, but let's plug it in and see what happens. Oh, plug it in, it's already on. Okay, when the console's on the display, let me try to turn it off. There, my power button does nothing. Check button? The check button is the power, I guess. Whoa, hold up. So guys, I think something on the back here is enabled so that it booted right into this spool of flash and BIOS. I can load BIOS with this, hard drive, unlock HDD, lock HDD. Also looks like we have a 60 gig hard drive here. I think they're going to turn this thing off and then disable that shit maybe. See what happens. So look at back here, we have an enable, disable, protect, unprotect, and bank more bank 2. So maybe I'll just turn off this thing to disable it, and we'll start with that. Alright, let's go ahead and plug it back in and see what happens now. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so apparently it turns on. Then I have to press the eject button again for it to actually turn on. Now it's going into the Xbox. Ooh, oh my god. Great. Alright, what is an 05? I'm gonna look it up. So apparently this 05 error relates to the hard drive not being locked. And we saw the whole lock thing when we just had this ship back here enabled. So let me try to enable that again. We'll try something over here. Well, so this drive is actually trying to open when I press the eject button. It's just stuck, I guess. Load BIOS from hard. Hey, hold on. We can load BIOS from hard drive. Let me just load it up and maybe it'll. Oh, here it goes. Oh, it's flushing the chip. Let's go. Things do not touch the console. Oh, okay, we are booted up now. Oh, let's go. Hold up. Alright, we're on the main menu now. Nice sort of modded thing here yet. We'll try to get more into the whole modded thing later. But let's go ahead and check out this save data first. So we got Blowout. We got Burnout 3, Station 2004. We got Tim, Steve, John, Don. Very much 2004 names. And of course, there's a million Halo saves as per usual. At least they're very tame Halo saves. Hey, hold on. Halo saves are 21, 23. I was going to say though, the Halo saves are actually tame instead of just a bunch of curse words and slurs and stuff. Well, actually, that's not bad, but it's a little further over there. XBMC, Xbox Media Center, soundtrack. We get soundtracks. Hold up. Let's go back and check out the music. Alright, so we got soundtrack 1. Soundtrack 1 has little files going. You guys, let me go ahead and try to mess with logic a little bit and try to get this into some sort of modded thing. Wait, what? Just turn. Wait, what did I press? Yes! We have the Blaze dashboard on the OG Xbox? Hold up. I honestly don't know what I pressed because I just did the same configuration back there that I've done like 3 times and it just finally decided to work, I guess. Let's first try the open trade here. And yeah, sure enough, still stuck. Come on. Oh, there it goes. Finally opens up. I guess let's start by popping a game inside and see what happens. I love that symbol there, XBMC Live with the little lightning bolt there. That's pretty sick. Play DVD to face. It's not a DVD, but let's see what happens. Okay, sweet. Yeah, that's working. Alright, let's go back to the main menu though. I don't know yet. We're back to the main menu here. Let's go ahead and explore and see what's on this thing. So first thing you notice is the profile scoring page with the 3-star rep, 0 gamer score. Pretty lame, if you ask me. Let's check out the games here too to see if there's anything loaded up. And yup, we got 7 pages of games. Nice, dude. A little bit of everything here. Alright, cool. I like to see that. And our Xbox Arcade, we got nothing. Okay. Wait. I just pressed back and got the emulators there. Hold up. I don't see any of those. We're checking out applications. We got Toolbox, we got the XBMC, Big Magic, DVD to Xbox, Flash X. Hold on. I just went to DVD to Xbox and they pull up another Blaze dashboard with a menu. Hold on. Alright guys, I'm gonna put as soon as I put a game inside it, disappear. Come on. Alright guys, let's go ahead and put a disc inside. We'll try to copy it to the hard drive here and see what happens. Okay, is it gonna do something or is it just gonna show me the name in the background? What? Oh, there it is. Okay. Proceed. Oh, it's going. Yes. Finally, this might be the first time I've ever come across a modded console, or like an untested modded console that actually works. Most of them are just like jacked up and so like, this seems working fine. This guys, it finished in about 8 minutes and the disc actually popped out when it was done. Just a nice little feature there. So let's go ahead and take that out, go back, and see if we can play it now. Oh, it was already there, so I just... Wait, hold on. Somebody copied it as only had 90 files, and when I copied it, I think I had 91 or vice versa, but that's cool. It works. Let's go back and just keep exploring this Blaze dashboard some more and see what's on it. We saw games, Xbox Arcade, applications, we saw some more stuff here. Not sure what Avalanche is. I guess I'll boot that up and see what happens. Of course, the background that happened one from like 2002 or whatever. I definitely like the other dashboard better, so let me go back to that first. And the in-between screen was another half-baked one. Dude, I love the 6, man. Oh, man. Alright, I guess speaking of that, we can go to the pictures tab and see what we got saved under here, because there's no telling what. Alright, so under pictures, there's nothing. It's got a network share and some other stuff. Let me see if anything's going to give me anything. I mean, this is a network connection, so I can't use those for anything right now. Alright, videos? Wait, is it the movie Cars? I know, like, it's the Cars movie. You got me kidding. This is the best Cars I've ever seen. They got all these games, they got cars, they got women in the background. Dude, like, what is this awesome, dude? I also have an MC360 guide. So, oh, it pulls up the 360 guide, XBMC 360, dude, that's so sick. Alright, I got extras here, File Explorer, weather, scripts, that's what the File Explorer shows us. And nothing much to make note of. Let's check out personal settings as well, profiles. Oh, yes! Alright, let's rename them. Oh, yeah, let's go. And of course you have music on here, you can also select your music and stuff, so that's pretty sick. Actually, iTunes network share, yeah, well, that's sick. We also have settings over here, or system, which also has like a ton of settings. Holy crap! Like under appearance, I was just looking at this. You can change so much of this. You can change the skin. What is carbon fiber? Oh, yo, yep, that's carbon fiber. Okay, the ink was wet. So random. Yeah, it's really big. Oh crap! Can't see. You guys check out the weather tab. You can see that the area code 1 is from Virginia Beach, which is very close to where I bought these from the Bill. So it's in Virginia as well. Alright guys, I decided to go back to Avalanche just to... Wait, hold on. Avalanche. Is Ava the name of this girl or something? Anyways, I decided to go back here just to check it out again to see if there's anything different. And yeah, sure enough, every page has a picture of either a different girl or a girl in different clothes. But anyways, looks like there's something else you can do in the Avalanche list as far as I can tell. Those are all the photos. But guys, let's go ahead and... There's probably so much of the stuff we can do with this console. Let's go ahead and move on to that one now. Now guys, here I have what might be one of the best 360s in a lot for a few reasons. Let me show you why. So it starts right on the top. We've got the John Wayne and the Pain sticker there. Not sure what that means. We also got the Beats, GoPro, and last of all, I love Fat Beauties from FatShack.com. I've never heard of that, but alright. We also got a Nokian sticker on the front. Even the bottom got some stuff like the Fuzzy Bubble, Darkstone Coffee, Superman, and Rum Runner's Restaurant. And it doesn't end there. If you look to the back, it's actually got like cobwebs all over the ports and stuff, which surprised me the first time I've seen this in this lot. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a hard drive inside, so I'm not sure if it's stored. Let's go ahead and plug it in. Oh, wait. Oh my god. There's cobwebs all over my hands. Let me wash my hands and we'll plug it in and see what works. Alright, guys. 3, 2, 1. We got life here. Okay, I see the disk drive pops open. And we're free game. Wow, that thing pops up perfectly. And it is good up here. Sure enough, it looks like there's no storage. Let me just verify first. Yeah, nothing. That's actually a tragedy because can you imagine what was on the hard drive here? Just open these stickers. Like, the guys are putting a pop a game inside of this bad boy, and see the result. Oh, what? Oh, no. This is unreadable. Wait, what? It showed up there. It started to boot, and it said, no, it's unreadable. Now it's working. Alright, I guess it fixed itself. But alright, guys, there's nothing else to look at on this console. It works somehow. Yeah, so let's go ahead and move on. You can find this console down below, or scan to look on the screen. Yeah, let's move on. Now, guys, next up we have one of my favorites, a fat white Xbox 360 with a 60 gig hard drive. That's just because this is what I grew up with, so kind of nostalgic. Let's plug it in. Hopefully it works. 51. Oh, we got a game inside. Alright. What is it? What is it? Oh, Black Ops. Okay, I see it. That's pretty solid. And this looks pretty good. It's got no scratching and stuff. Not bad. Raging White Rhinos. Name of the guy. Nice. Well, 14,000 gamer score. That's not bad. It's pretty swaggy. He's got the still fly message there, and his bio is nothing. Check out what he played. Just Cause 2. Dude, Just Cause 2 in 2015. Oh, I love it. Wait, why is Black Ops inside of here? But he still has playing Just Cause 2. And the Black Ops that is on his history is Black Ops 2, not the first one. There it is, Black Ops. Okay. The first game on the list is Super Street Fighter 2 2010. Alright. The game's downloaded from all. Okay, MW2 and that's it. Will it work? Okay. It works though. Got 98%, 88%, 185. Let's go ahead and actually let's go back to my menu, plug this disc in. Make sure that this boots up as well. Let's go, we'll boot it up here. Let's go ahead and head back though and explore a bit more on this console. Oh, we got a PC here, Matrix 1. Nice, I like that name. We download videos though. We'll check out the storage. We of course have a 60 gig hard drive plus the built-in memory. Let's go ahead and explore some bits. It was on Freak Slippers. At first I thought it said Freaky Slippers, but Freak is a little bit better. Alright, the other thing I noticed here is we have a couple more profiles actually, so let's check those out as well. Alright, first up we got Flame Consumes and Engage with Fans. Let's check out both of those. Let's see what they play. Maybe they have a funny bio or message. 3800 gamer score, not bad. No message, no bio. Last played Modern Warfare 2 in 2018. Okay. Okay, I see you. He was also playing Angry Birds Star Wars. Nice. Microsoft Minesweeper here. Is this an achievement from his PC that was synced to his 360? Actually, that's definitely what it is. We also got Solitaire here as well. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I've seen it before where somebody's data synced from their Windows phone to the 360, which is actually was wild, but I don't think I've ever seen it synced from the PC with 360. That's cool to see it. Let's go ahead and check out this other EcoPin profile as well. Maybe it's part of your photo. I don't understand the stance of his avatar. It's not even like that. He's just like play hard. Location Virginia. Makes sense. That's where I got the console from. Just Cause 2 in 2015 as well. I like it. I like it. This guy was playing, yeah, Minesweeper. That